Okay, so you're asking, how do you make your video appear first on YouTube? It's a popular question. Everyone's trying to do this, and we're gonna dive deep in this video, and I'm actually going to share with you an example live of how to actually accomplish this and what it really takes. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm James Cook. I make business tutorials and give business advice from experience. I also talk about personal development. So if you like that type of content, definitely click the subscribe button down below now and the bell icon so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. Okay, so in a few minutes, I'm actually going to share my screen and take you live over some of my videos and show you exactly what it takes and how you can accomplish appearing first in YouTube with your video. Now, it's not just about YouTube. I also like to look at Google. You know, if you can actually rank in both Google and YouTube on the first page, especially at the top, it can be incredible for your business, incredible for driving traffic to your channel, and also engagement. Now, the number one thing I will say is you still need to make quality videos. And I'm not talking about quality like you have to have the best camera, the best setup and lighting. I mean quality of your actual content, what you're talking about, what you're doing, making sure that people are staying engaged and yet you're adding a lot of value. When you're talking about a topic, like I'm talking about a topic today, you really want to try to dive deep into it. You really want to try to show that you know what you're talking about and you're really trying to give as much value as you can. Now, like I said, being number one in YouTube is great, but being also number one or even at the top of page one of Google will really boost your traffic and your growth. Now, there's so many things to go over, and once we do a deep dive and I actually share my screen, you'll see a lot of these elements come into play. But the first thing you have to understand is keyword research, or what keyword are you trying to rank in the first position for on YouTube. Now, there's gonna be many factors that come into play that even will determine if you can even get to that spot. And it goes by your YouTube channel age, the authority of your YouTube channel, how many views you're already getting. Is your YouTube channel already optimized for that niche and getting views and getting subscribers and engagement? So the first thing that you want to really take a look at is the keyword you're trying to be in first position for and the competitive level and the authority. What is actually there. And now I actually use tools like TubeBuddy and other tools like Keywords Everywhere to actually analyze keywords to see what is actually getting searched, and then also analyze the competition level and see if I actually have a chance of ranking and competing with those people who are in the top spots. And I actually use a tool like TubeBuddy and also Keywords Everywhere to analyze keywords, analyze competitiveness, so I can actually gauge, do I actually have a chance that I can actually generate traffic from this and rank high in the search engines like Google and YouTube. And I'm gonna actually show you that in a few minutes. So stick with me here and I'll actually show you that tool and how I use it so you can learn as well. Just keep in mind that competitiveness and authority of your channel do play a role. For an example, if I was actually trying to rank a YouTube video at the top for, let's just say, best pizza recipe or pizza recipe, that's gonna be very hard to actually get, especially if I never made a video before around pizza recipes, if I have no authority on my channel, and then there's some recipe video channels that I know have tons of subscribers, tons of engagement, they already have a lot of recipe videos out there. Google and YouTube understand that they are an authority figure in that space already. For me to try to come in and try to rank for such a short, competitive term, it's not going to work, especially if I'm not making content around that keyword already. I need to have a little bit of authority and I need to be aware of this. So once I'm aware of this, maybe I could find another keyword that I can rank for, get a little bit of traffic and start there. Start making consistent videos around the longer tail keywords that still get searched when we do our research. We still find ones that get searched. It won't be as competitive and I can still steal some of that traffic because I'll be able to rank for those terms. Again, maybe best pizza recipe won't be there, but maybe best homemade recipe for meatball pizza. Something like that maybe gets searched. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. We'd have to do more keyword research, but maybe I can rank for that. And in a few minutes, we'll dive and show exactly how we do some of this keyword research. Now, the next thing just to keep in mind is besides knowing your authority, the competitiveness, it's all of the on-page optimization. Just like a blog post, it's just the same thing with your video. You wanna make sure your title is optimized. You wanna make sure your tags are optimized. You wanna make sure your thumbnail is optimized and that it's catchy. You wanna make sure that you have an optimized description. You wanna make sure that your video is quality content that people are gonna stay engaged with, people are going to like, people are going to share. You're really either solving a problem, or you're entertaining, or you're really giving value so people stay engaged. You also want to make sure that you clearly mention the keywords and the topics throughout your video. The reason why is because, believe it or not, YouTube and Google, they understand what you're talking about and they can figure this out, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I will leave a free YouTube guide down below in the description. It's just a beginner's guide in case you are new and you want to start a YouTube channel, or you're kind of confused on where to go with your YouTube channel. That is pretty much just a guide of really the main things that you should be looking over. So that guide will be down below. Now let me share my screen and let's jump into it. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen, and what we're gonna do is come over to YouTube and just copy and paste. I'm in incognito this keyword, how to make money with digital real estate, and you will see this is an ad above me, but I am number 1 for this. I'm also number 2 for this. It's something that I talk a lot about. This video has about 10,000 views, not so bad. Also, if you just look at the word digital real estate, I believe I'm at the top as well. I got this position and here, and again, this is a topic that I talk a lot about. And if we also go over to Google, I just want to show you this. Let's go to Google. How to make money with digital real estate. Look at that. I have a huge video thumbnail where I'm actually sticking out. And even with the term digital real estate, I'm still on page 1. It's not giving me that huge thumbnail, but I'm still number 1 in the video selection, beating out my competitors. And another thing I just want to show you, and I'm going to go over this slowly, is keywords everywhere. And since I'm in incognito window, I have to come out of this and go to my regular browser because it won't work on here. But I'm just going to go over keywords and how I find these keywords. And again, the first thing you're doing when you're trying to rank your YouTube videos, especially on YouTube or Google, you want to see what people are searching, and you want to make sure that you're able to compete. So for digital real estate, let me jump over to my other window real quick. Okay, now I'm on my browser where I'm logged in and I get to use my tools. So we'll put how to make money with digital real estate. Again, I wanted to show you this, that I'm popping up here. And you notice here where it says 1118, this is actually Google knowing that I actually talk about this keyword, how to make money with digital real estate. And that's why I was talking about earlier in this video that it's important that you are clearly speaking about the keywords and the topics inside your video. Google can understand and translate what you're talking about, the keywords that we're actually voicing, and this is proving it because you notice you type in a keyword and look, it's actually highlighting right here of where you can actually find the answer. Pretty incredible. I think they're going to get more sophisticated with this and better at this. So definitely keep that in mind. This video performed okay. I am ranking in the top of YouTube and Google for this keyword term. It doesn't have a bunch of traffic, but a keyword that does have good traffic, and you're going to see my keywords everywhere right here. You see this volume? This is called keywords everywhere. You can just do a Google search and find it. And this actually is saying that 3,600 a month searches come from this term. So 3,600 people a month are typing in digital real estate. Now, why is that great? When people are searching for it, they see my video, number 1, they click on it, and then hopefully the next thing is that I give enough value that they stay on it, which most people are doing. I have a good retention rate on that video because I really put a lot of work into that video, and I really believe that I explain digital real estate and exactly how I'm making money with it and the different options. And it's a very powerful thing, digital real estate. If you haven't checked that out, I definitely suggest you check that out. I'll link that video down below. But digital real estate, it's a term that I found. It's something that I've been doing for years. And once I saw people are searching it, I said, aha, let me go over to YouTube, because remember this, Google owns YouTube. So they have similar searches, but the searches can be a little different because people in YouTube sometimes just go directly to YouTube and they want to find like a video tutorial. So you want to look at both. So I'll come over into YouTube. By the way, this video right here, how to start a YouTube channel for beginners, a complete guide. I did leave a complete guide down below in the description, but I also have this video, and this video actually goes step by step over some of the things that I'm going to be talking about today. So if you want, check this video out. I shot this in the end of 2019. It's still very relevant, and everything I'm going over in this video still applies to today. I'm gonna make an updated one very soon. If you are subscribed to my channel, you'll see that coming out with a little bit of an update on it. But this video is still very relevant. It has some really good key tips in it, and it really explains everything right over the shoulder like I'm doing now. So definitely check that one out as well. But let's just type in right here, digital real estate. And now we have this guy right here. Then we have my other one video that's starting to grow. And then we have this video, which we're trying to check out. Now remember, how to make money with digital real estate. I was position 1 on YouTube. But this is a more powerful keyword for me, 3,600 a month. And I could tell you why I'm not ranking on YouTube at the top. One of the reasons why is because the keyword digital real estate should be first. See how I put how to make money? This is very important. This is the title of my video. And the title of your video, when you're going after a keyword, it's very important that the main keyword comes first. I wanted to have both of these keywords. It's just a choice that I have. That's why I also have another digital real estate video. And honestly, even this one is still not completely with the keyword first. That's why this one's not number 1 either. You see how is digital real estate? It's a little bit further up on the title than mine. I truly believe that that makes a difference. You also mentioned it again. Again, I wouldn't have to mention it twice, but I probably will come out with another video, and you could look out for it as well, called like digital real estate. What exactly is it? Or something like that, where I'm putting digital real estate first, and I guarantee I'll take over this first place after I do my on-page and my other off-page stuff. Eventually I will be number 1. But how to make money with digital real estate, I am number 1. And you also saw in Google, how to make money with digital real estate. I have that big, nice thumbnail that takes over the search, which is really incredible, and it gets a lot of clicks that way. Digital real estate, we're looking at keywords everywhere, is also working on YouTube. It's saying around 3,600 a month. Okay, but if I look over here, this is called TubeBuddy. I'll leave a link to TubeBuddy down below. You can actually use a free version of it. There is a paid version. I use the paid version because I like the features, and you gotta realize I'm doing a lot of videos and it's well worth it. I forget the price of it, but it's fairly cheap, to be honest with you. And I like TubeBuddy. And I'm gonna show you how I use TubeBuddy to not only to look at search volume around keywords to see if it's worth it, but also to see if I can even compete. And the way you do that is, once you find a keyword with keywords everywhere that shows some search volume here, I like to also look at, see this feature right here, searches per month. Once you have TubeBuddy plugged in, you're gonna be able to see searches per month. This is saying over 5,000. Now, this is going directly for YouTube. So you know what? YouTube actually might have more than 3,600 a month. I like to just see a number. Are these softwares completely accurate? No, they're not. They're just going a roundabout, but it's a good sign just to see a number here. Sometimes you won't see any numbers. And just because you don't see any numbers here, that doesn't mean that there is no search volume. You just have to do a little bit deeper digging. So what I like to do though is just see that there's a number here, okay, and then also right here, search volume. See how it's in the orange? It's saying that it's fair. Now it's saying competition is poor. That's pretty much saying like, they don't think that I can rank for this, even though we know that I can. And the way to actually go a little bit further into understanding the competition level, you want to click right here on this TubeBuddy icon, and then you want to go to Keyword Explorer. And this is what I would do. I start popping in my keyword, and now you notice how that just started giving me some choices and some ideas, like digital real estate investing training. And now I could go take that keyword and maybe go see in Google and in YouTube if this is getting searched, and also is it getting searched in TubeBuddy. But first, I'm just gonna go over this broad term. Let's see what it brings back to me. This is gonna show me some data on the competition level and if they think I could compete. Now, 2 things to really pay attention. You see right up here where it says weighted. Weighted means that these stats are saying, does this keyword line up with my channel? Weighted means it's actually analyzing the competition and your channel. So it's saying fair. It's saying there's a 32 out of 100 chance that I can actually rank for this term. Again, this is just software, but these are the things that I look at. Unweighted is not going by your channel, it's going by an overall search. So if you did have a new channel and you had no subscribers, no views, you would definitely use unweighted, and this would actually tell you it's a poor choice to go after this term. Now when you see this and you know you wanted to talk about this topic, let's say this was your topic or you knew a lot about this, this is when you're first starting out, you want to find those gem terms. You want to try to find terms that show up in the green, also show some search volume, even if it's lower, even if it's only 50 searches a month, and then also can show search volume and when you're using keywords everywhere. If you can find that combination of those gems, and they're usually long tail keywords. What I mean by a long tail keyword, like this is our main term, but when you start adding words around it, like this, digital real estate investing, this becomes a longer tail. And it starts to say like, look, digital real estate investing, all of a sudden, unweighted is good. Now it's not showing me too much search volume. It's still saying it's in the orange. Okay, maybe this is a good term. Now let's take this term really quick. Let's see if my video is actually ranking for this. So we'll come back here, digital real estate investing, and I'm number 1, and I'm number 2. You see how that works too? It's because I have the keyword investing. Now what I could also do is in the future, come out with a video called Digital Real Estate Investing 101, something like that. It's catchy, and I'm putting the keyword first. I actually knew from analyzing the competition though, even with the keywords worked like this, I was gonna rank number 1. It wasn't huge competition. Again, right here, it's always good to look at this search volume. You want it to be at least orange. The higher it is into the green, the better. That means more searches are around there. Competition, you want to keep it also as high as you can in the green. That means less competition. If it's all the way down at the red, that means not good. If your search volume's down in the red, not good. Overall, it's saying that this is pretty good, that I should go for it. I probably will eventually make a video on this. Now, what's great about this is Keywords Everywhere is saying that 70 searches a month are coming in from this term. So why not steal even those 70 searches a month? And notice how I made a long tail keyword out of that. Digital real estate, if you're just starting out, would have been too competitive. That's why you want to start searching and messing around with the keyword of other words around there, adding words and getting suggested keywords around the topic that you know about so that it becomes less competitive, it still has a little bit of search volume, and it's an easier win for you. Now again, if this is going over your head a little bit, just rewind back and listen to this again. We want to start by finding exactly a topic that we know about. Once you get that keyword, you can plug it into Google, use Keywords Everywhere. You can plug it into YouTube, look at both Keywords Everywhere and also install TubeBuddy and look and see if there's search, look and see if the search volume is decent, look and see if the competition level is okay, and then also click on the TubeBuddy icon, come over up here and find Keyword Explorer. Put your keyword in there, digital real estate investing, explore. If you already have a YouTube channel, check the weighted. So you see how this is saying excellent. They're saying that my channel has a really good chance of ranking for this, which I know already because I already talk about this topic. I'm relevant, I get views and subscribers around it. So again, authority plays a position where I already have an established YouTube channel around this and a little bit of authority. Now also understand though, there is some big YouTube channels that can actually swallow me up if they went for this term as well, if they know a lot about it, but they also have to really produce a really good video about it, because if somebody just tries to make a video about this, even if they have 100,000 subscribers, yeah, they probably would rank high, but if their video is not really well formatted and explaining it and people are jumping off of it and then watching my video and actually staying engaged more on my video and liking and sharing my video more and I explain it better, my video can win. That's why it's important to get all the key elements done. Not only your keyword research, not only finding the keywords that you can actually compete with, but then delivering as much value as you can in that video so that people stay engaged, people share it, people actually like it, and also they'll subscribe and they'll actually come back when you actually make more videos. And then unweighted you would do, if you're just looking for an overall, is this a good idea or not, especially if you're just starting out. Now another thing that I like to do, and I really want you to pay attention here, is right up here is results. The reason why I like to look at results is I want to see exact match in top results. What this is telling me is there's 5 people who actually wrote the word digital real estate investing. The more people who have digital real estate investing in their title, the more competition there is. Okay? So exact matches. The more people who are optimized for this term, the harder it is. So I just wanted to do a quick example, and I typed in pizza recipe. Now you see how this is saying poor and weighted. I mean, it's still poor for me because they probably could tell, like, I can't compete with this. Number of monthly searches, it's saying it has 1.74 million searches, I believe that says. I mean, it's a crazy number of searches. Now, if I go to results, it's saying 6 titles in the top. I mean, that's a good amount. I've seen more. I would think there would be more for this as well. But 6, that means you're competing with 6 other people. So now if you don't have authority around recipes or pizza, you don't have other videos on it, and there's people already optimized for it, and they have big channels, and they have 25.4 million views, and they have other pizza videos and stuff, this would not be a good choice. What we want to try to do, again, is start finding long tail terms. So pizza recipe without oven. I'm sure people are typing that in, right? And maybe we could go even longer. Maybe it's homemade pizza recipe without oven, something like that. Homemade pizza recipe without oven. Let's see. Oh, see, I'm getting a little better here. And then what I would do is, this has good search too. I would go into results, and it looks like no one. This is what I love to see. This is what you guys are looking for. This is a gem right here. It doesn't look like anyone configured that keyword the way that I just found it. Homemade pizza recipe without oven. This is a good one to do. If you have a recipe channel and you're a cook, or you know a lot about pizza, you have a pizza channel, here's a great one to do. And now what would you want to do? After we find the keyword, we want to make sure that we are going to create content that really gives the searcher who's searching this all the answers they're looking for. Maybe show them the exact recipe you use, why it's better, how to do it, show them how to put it in the oven, how many degrees, right? The whole recipe step by step over the shoulder. Just like I'm showing you this over the shoulder. Really put some value into there so they're learning and understanding. They can pause, go back, and really your video can perform really well. Okay, so we see this, we just found a good keyword. What I would actually end up doing now is actually, once I find a keyword that I like, I actually put it into a Google Doc, and I put it there as one of my next topics I'm going to eventually talk about, and then I just construct a nice description around it. Now that we went over some keywords and understanding the keywords, I'll show you some other examples. I think also one of my videos, how to do CTR manipulation, which is a search engine optimization tactic. I'm right here, guy above me, let's see where I am, maybe for CTR manipulation. I'm still right here. This is a new tactic that a lot of SEO people are using. And then if I go to Google and I type in CTR manipulation, we will see right here my video in the video section already. And then also in my blog post, I do both. I like to actually position not only my videos at the top of YouTube, but my videos inside of Google search, and I like to get my blog post optimized inside of Google search. That's a whole other thing. I know you're not here to see that, but this is also a very powerful thing, blogging and getting your blog post on page 1 of Google, and also doing that along with YouTube optimization and ranking in YouTube. So you see I'm ranking on Google with this as well as ranking also in YouTube. Now, if I could boost these a little bit higher in YouTube, which would be good to take over the first position, and also inside of Google, it's always good to take over the first position. Just wanted to show you these ideas and really understanding that it's finding keywords, especially if your channel is new, that you can compete with, and finding the long tail ones in the beginning and making sure people are searching them. Why? Because if you just start making videos, and I see this happen over and over again, just about your brand name or just about like your life or vlogging and stuff that you think are interesting, even if it becomes a good video, if you're not titling them correctly where people are searching for it, you're not going to get traffic. And without getting traffic, your videos are not going to get views, they're not going to get shared, they're not going to get liked, they're not going to have engagement, and it's going to hurt your overall channel and just your growth. And the other thing on top of that, if you're going to try to rank on YouTube, at least make it worth it. If you're gonna just title it anything that no one's searching, yeah, you might have a chance of ranking for it, but if it's not generating some type of views and engagement, why go for it? Now, I'm not telling you to start off and go for the competitive stuff. We already established that. That's why we're using keywords everywhere, just to make sure there's some search volume. We have our TubeBuddy plugged in just to make sure not only is there search volume, but that you can actually compete and we can find the long tail keywords that you can actually go for. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, just leave them down below as well. Now we're gonna go on to the next thing. So what we're gonna do next is actually dissect one of my videos. And I want you to understand the on-page optimization. It's very, very important. Digital real estate. So we'll click on this video and a couple key things here. One, you'll notice I optimize my title. I have a keyword in there, digital real estate. I also have investing in digital real estate. And then you'll also notice I have a description where I also talk about the topic that I'm talking about. Digital real estate, I kind of talk about what I'm going over in this video. And you see how I had a nice optimized description. I link to anything other that's relevant to this. So I do have a digital real estate blog post. So I tell people they could go read more about it there. Connect on my Instagram if you want to connect with me there. I give some opinions on some courses. Some of them I am an affiliate to, so I do make a commission if people do buy through these links. It's a way to optimize your YouTube channel and your blog post. That's a whole additional thing that I talk about, affiliate marketing. You can find my other videos on that as well. But it is a great way to monetize your channel, and you just want to make sure you have a nice detailed description. And then one very important thing, if I come over to edit video, I'll take you into the back end real quick of this video. So I have my optimized title, my description, I have a thumbnail, okay? It's very important that you don't want to have one of these thumbnails, like, what is this? No one would even know what this is. This is like me in motion and unclear and pixelated. You don't want that. You want something that is catchy, put some text, you know, sometimes like 3 words, maybe 4. They can see it clearly in the search and be able to be like, okay, that's catchy, let me click on that, right? The catchier, the better. And you could test these things out, see what your competitors are doing, what people in the market are doing, but you definitely want a catchy thumbnail. Now, another thing I like to do too is also add tags. So many people don't do this. And what's great about TubeBuddy, when you're using TubeBuddy and you're adding your tags, it will also pop up some of the popular tags like this that people are using and making sure that maybe you should use as well. So that's what's great about TubeBuddy. It helps you with overall optimization. So you definitely want to make sure that your tags are in here. So this is on-page optimization of your YouTube video. Once you find that long tail keyword, you want to make sure that your title's optimized for it, that variations are mentioned in your description and you have a nice detailed description. You have a nice catchy thumbnail image so people can see it and it stands out. You add as many relevant tags around that keyword as you can. Make sure that's very important that you do that. And then also, the most important thing of it all is that you are making a valuable video on that topic. So when people do see it, they stay engaged, you're adding value. More likely, they will actually like it for you, they will share it for you. And don't be afraid to actually ask people, hey, if you enjoy this content, definitely hit that like button, smash that like button, because that does help you. And if you're adding value, there's nothing wrong with asking that. It's part of the YouTube algorithm and it helps your channel out, especially if you are taking YouTube serious and you're trying to really grow and make very important videos and very valuable videos. Don't be afraid to ask for that. It's worth it. Now, if you're making videos that are worth nothing and they're no good, don't be asking for that. You're just gonna get thumbs down. And you will always get some thumbs down. You're just not gonna please everyone. And some people just give you the thumbs down because they just wanna be a hater, right? That's part of the game. But again, if you know that you're putting your all into it in the best value you can, and you're continuing to do that, and you're gonna continue to improve and do better and get feedback and make it even better and really be there for your audience, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna grow. And the most important thing is really making sure that the keywords you are going for, you can compete with. Once you know you can compete, make sure your title's optimized, description's optimized, catchy thumbnail, which is optimized, your tags are optimized. That's a key thing on your video. Okay, that's your on page of your video. Now, I will say this, really good tip. To help your video appear first in YouTube, if you also go and embed your video on a relevant blog post, if you get it shared on social media, you get traffic that way, that type of engagement is definitely going to help you with overall rankings and positioning in both YouTube and in Google. So you want to make sure you also share this across your other social platforms once you get your video up. Another big thing is make sure your channel is optimized. Again, I'm not going to go over the whole channel optimization. I have another video. I'll actually leave that up here in the corner for you so you can check that out. You want to make sure not only are your videos on page optimized, but that your channel is verified and optimized fully around the topic you're going to talk about. Again, you don't want to be all over the place. If you know about a specific thing, that's what you want to make your channel about. If you know about, let's say, yoga, then your whole channel is going to be about yoga. It should be about all yoga videos, yoga tips, yoga products, maybe yoga product reviews. That's all fine as long as it's all under yoga. You don't want to be talking about yoga in one video, then talking about cooking in another video, then talking about football in another video. You're confusing the YouTube algorithm. It's actually not going to compound and build your authority in one niche. Stick in one niche. That's another solid tip. Stick in one niche. Download that YouTube guide down below. This way you really understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying it's important to stick with one niche, important to do keyword research. But if you could get this stuff right, find the niche you want to be in, optimize your YouTube channel for that niche, start making videos that give value in that niche, find the keywords that you can actually go for in the beginning and actually compete with by using TubeBuddy, also keywords everywhere, optimizing your video fully with a good thumbnail, title, description, make sure you're adding your tags, and you are on your way. Those are the first steps. This is what it's going to take to actually pop up first on YouTube. You have to make sure that you're optimizing your videos and that you can actually compete. If you try to go for something way too competitive, for an example, if I tried to appear #1 on YouTube for the word marketing tips, I really highly doubt I would even come close. Let's actually look at that. We'll come over to YouTube. Let's type in marketing tips. And this is another good example to do because I really believe this is what's going to add value by going over the shoulder and showing you exactly what goes through my mind when I'm doing this and what other YouTubers are doing as well. So we have TubeBuddy plugged in. I can actually see right here, keywords everywhere is saying 5,400 monthly searches. Let's see who's up here. All right, we have Carlos Gill. I've seen him before, definitely has authority. Aaron On Demand, Founder Magazine, I'm sure you heard of them. Grant Cardone, look, these are heavy hitters, right? Big searches per month, YouTube Buddy is saying 46,000. This is great searches, but look, competition, it's saying it's very poor for me to even go into. And I understand, it does have high search volume, but the authority channels are there. And I see a lot of people make this mistake too. They think they're gonna be able to compete with these channels. And if you have no authority and no establishment on YouTube yet, you're not going to. You have to find the low-hanging fruit. So we're gonna come into TubeBuddy, Keyword Explorer. We'll put marketing tips in here. I just wanna run it through here. I like to actually really use this. It's saying weighted, very poor for even me. Unweighted, not much better, no good, right? Great search volume though, but a lot of videos competing. 91.7 million videos are in search results. And if I go marketing tips, let's go to results. Look at this, 22 exact match, way too much. Now, if I add something, let's look for marketing tips for small business. Let's see how we're doing here. A little better, still gets good search, little better, unweighted, I like to be in the green. And if you're just starting off on YouTube, I suggest you be in the green. And for your results, I would look for 2 or less if you're just starting off. So come back to summary. Let's see if we can find something. Marketing tips for online business. Okay, let's try this. Marketing tips for online businesses. Okay, this is not too bad. Looks like I'm getting a little better. You see how I'm playing around with this though? I'm trying to find terms that can possibly get search. And how I'm looking at this is good search volume here. And then also I would bring this into keywords. Once I see what I like here, if I'm starting to play around with new terms, I'd bring this into keywords everywhere and see if there's any search volume. I like to see both search volume in both tools. So this is So let's see about results. Wow, 0 exact match. Saying no one is putting marketing tips for online businesses. What about online business? Marketing tips for online business. I know we looked at this. No one's doing that either. So this could be a possible potential term if it's actually getting searched every month. So what will I do? I'll copy this. I'm not seeing any exact search number here, so I don't like that. I like when I actually see a search number, but it is saying that there is search volume here, which is a good sign. I'll come back. Remember, this is just softwares. I'll put it in here. 30 a month. Now, big difference, right? From marketing tips, 5,400 a month. Marketing tips for online businesses, 30 a month. You know what? I might be able to compete with this. It could be something that I put into my list of topics to talk about. What would I do from here? Make sure my title, description, tags are all optimized around this, catchy thumbnail, and that I am actually delivering value on marketing tips for online businesses. This is something that's actually in my niche. I do a lot of marketing and have a few different types of online businesses. So this is something in my wheelhouse that makes sense to be on my channel. Again, low search volume, but again, we got to go for those low hanging fruits so that we can start establishing and growing brick by brick. As I get more and more content around here and I get more and more subscribers and views and authority, I will actually go for the bigger competitive terms and try to dominate those terms as well. So I hope this video showed in some detail and in this tutorial style exactly some of the key elements for your video to appear first on YouTube. Now, if you already have a YouTube channel, you have some videos and you're in a specific niche, definitely why don't you comment down below what it is, and if you have any questions about it, put them down below and we'll try to answer them as well. Do you have any success ranking in the first position of YouTube? Share that success down below as well. If you like this video, please like it, share it with anyone that you think would get value out of this, and definitely subscribe if you like this type of content so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. I always try to deliver a lot of value, and I will see you in the next video.